I was making very little money and I was like really scared. And then the month after that, when I blew up, when everything started to hit, I made my first 10K month and now we're on track to do 20K.
So in this process, I remember at the start, we also really refined everything. We refined the fulfillment, we refined the offer, we refined what you were trying to achieve.
Man, it's just, I learned the skill to make money and you can't unlearn that skill. And so it doesn't really matter to me, the amount of money I spent with you, even if it was more. Now you learn a skill, you don't unlearn it.
What was happening is you were posting these educational videos. I saw like a bit of a pattern and I was like, okay, let's double down on this, right? And you had like 15K views, and then one did 1 million views. There was a time frame where you went from like 4,000 followers to like 20,000 followers in a span of like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I could also see that even when you were in Bali, you were working all the time, you were like prioritizing clients through all that stuff. And that was the kind of attention I needed. I appreciate that.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, boys. Welcome in, son.
Yo, thank you.
Thank you for joining me today, my man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the invite.
Let's get it, bro. So where are we today, bro?
Man, we're in Bali at your villa, just enjoying life, man, in Uluwatu.
It's good, it's good. We're here at our content retreat. Me and Reid are hosting a retreat here in Uluwatu for 7 days. We've connected with a few like-minded individuals, all coming around here to create content, build brands, help them with their business, have some fun, film some really cool content. And Marco here, I met Marco. How long ago did we meet?
Like in person, I reckon it was in October, but online, I reckon it was June last year.
June last year. This is where me and Marco's story really kicked off. I was growing at the time and I started my business helping creators, entrepreneurs, founders build up their brands, and that's where I got in contact with Marco. When we first met, I remember like that first Zoom call. How many followers were you at the time?
Probably around 1,900, 1,800-ish.
And paint the picture. Tell me like where you were, what you were doing currently at the time, how old you were.
So I was 20. I turned 20 a couple months before, and man, I just dropped out of college. Like I was back in Portugal, grinding content, trying to figure everything out, trying to get enough money to move out, come here to Bali, to actually be able to say, not make the dropout for nothing.
So why'd you drop out of uni?
Bro, I just felt like what I was doing in uni wasn't like meaningful enough. I wasn't learning anything crazy. It wasn't gonna change anyone's lives. And I wanted to not only change my life, but also help other people and change their lives in the process. So that's why I decided to drop out and start my own business and do my own work.
And so then when you dropped out, I remember I met you at like 1,000 followers and I saw your content like posting a little bit, and that's obviously how we connected. But at the time, were you creating content similar to what you're creating now? And like, what made you want to start on social media? Like, how come you were like, I'm gonna post online?
Yeah, I mean, the content I was doing before was definitely not anything close to what I'm doing now. It's gone so much better. But I decided to post on social media because I've always wanted to have like a presence online. It's always been something that I wanted. I wanted to like, I don't know, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an actor, all this stuff. And then I started to see the possibility of online coaching and how I could make money, gain a social media presence, and just help people overall. And yeah, that's kind of why I decided to start social media. I could reach so many more people with the same amount of effort.
And you're in Portugal, right? So tell me, what were you doing for work, and like how was it like earning income, especially like in Portugal compared to online? Like what was your kind of wage looking like at the time?
Like before I went to Portugal, I was in Italy living, and I was working there, and I was making like 200 euros a month.
Holy shit.
Which is like, I couldn't even live off of that. And then every time I would go to Portugal, I'd get maybe 600, 800 euros in a month from working at a cafe. And so the income was like very, very low. So many hours put in, like very just basic work.
And I remember when we first met, I remember we hopped on what I would like to call at the time like a trial sales call. Definitely I needed to improve my sales calls back then. But I remember we hopped on, you were telling me in, because I remember you were super ambitious and you were wanting to help other guys, and you had one client at the time. You just signed him, you're at 1,000 followers and you were posting. But tell me what was happening going through your mind when you were posting content at the time, and like the results you were seeing, and kind of, were you finding it easy? Were you finding it hard?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely really hard to navigate through what kind of content I should be posting to either A, gain followers, or B, gain clients. I was just kind of like throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what stuck, and nothing was really sticking. So I was just bouncing from format to format, copying other people, like not really being authentic, not really being original, just trying to do what worked for other people and exactly what they did, not put it into my own way.
And then I remember we jumped on the call, and obviously like I tried to close you on the call, but it didn't happen. Tell me why.
Genuinely, the biggest thing was the financial aspect, because like I did want to work with you, but at the same time, there was like, had I trusted you a bit more, maybe I would have made that financial commitment, which only came after when I started to trust you more when I met you. But yeah, I think it was just I wanted to come to Bali, and I just thought, like, I was scared realistically that I wasn't going to be able to come to Bali had I invested in you, but then at the same time, had I invested in you, maybe I would have come to Bali better off, you know?
Tell me why you wanted to come to Bali and like what Bali meant to you, because then obviously 3 months later we did meet in Bali, and that's where our journey kind of started, which I'm keen to get into. But why Bali? Like, why are you drawn to Bali, especially as like a 20-year-old kid, not got much going on for you?
First of all, opposite side of the world. I haven't really traveled much. Bali just seemed like a really like nice place as in like geological features, but the thing that really convinced me was the community I reckon I was gonna find here in Bali. I just heard there's so many people here that did content creation, that did fitness coaching, that were like online entrepreneurs, everybody working, making money, all that stuff. And I just needed to expose myself to that environment, because the environment I was in was very scarce, was very like everybody stagnated, everybody just working day jobs to get money to be able to afford a beer on Friday night. And that's not the kind of life I wanted to live. I didn't want to worry about paychecks. I didn't want to worry about going to the restaurant and checking for what the cheapest option was on the menu. And I just wanted to surround myself around people who also didn't care, because I knew that that would be the biggest push, is surrounding myself around like-minded people.
100%, especially as like an ambitious guy like yourself, like super into fitness, super into health, bettering yourself and just trying to improve every day, right?
Yeah.
So then when you came to Bali, we met up again at Open House, the GOAT spot, shout out Open House. And then from your income to when you transitioned from Portugal to Bali, I know you weren't really earning much. How many clients were you at, and how many followers do you think you're at?
I think when I met you, I was around like 2K, 2.2 at most. And I had just gotten a second client. I had one client from Portugal, and then money was running out, and I was maybe not going to be able to stay in Bali, and I was going to have to go back to Portugal. I mean, I didn't even have money to buy the ticket back.
Going all in.
Yeah, so I kind of had to make it work. And I mean, I made it work. I got a new client. And yeah, that's kind of like where I was at when I met you.
And I remember I reached out to you and we met up and we had a good run through, we had a good chat about everything. And I also just wanted to meet you in person. Why do you think, obviously in-person connection's the best, but why did you think you trusted me more after the 3 months of us going apart, and then to in-person then being like, okay, yeah, I want to do it, Jake?
Yeah, man, I really reckon it was just the way, because you ran me through everything that you would help me on, and it wasn't just the stuff that was in the program, because obviously that stuff, like all the resources are awesome, but at the end of the day I didn't need more resources. Like I did, but it wasn't what I was buying into. I was really buying into, I could see like the passion you had, I could see the willingness to help that was in you. I could see and I could also see that even when you were in Bali, you were working all the time, you were like prioritizing clients or all that stuff, and that was the kind of attention I needed, because I needed that help. I needed that someone that would be on my ass, that would be pushing me, that would be all that stuff, correcting. And that's exactly what you showed me you were gonna do. And when you told it to me, man, it just came off through such authenticity. Like it didn't feel scripted like a sales call or something, you know? And so there I could just really like bond with the fact that you really wanted to help. And that's kind of what made me buy into the program right away.
Epic, bro, epic.
Yeah.
And then I remember we started working together and we did in-person coaching sessions. Now for the first month, I remember we weren't like we had to refine a lot.
Yeah.
We had to refine your content strategy. We had to get really clear on your ICP, your USP, who you were speaking to, kind of what you were targeting with your content and where you were wanting to take it. And then the first month, I think we grew to like 4K followers and you were at 2K followers. So obviously not any rapid growth. Yeah. And then we were kind of at 4K followers for a while we were refining, while we were testing. But tell me then what happened. I remember in month 2, we had a big change. Yeah. And I remember we started doing in-person coaching sessions, and then I left, I went to Dubai, and then we went back to Sydney, and we're still coaching. So tell me what happened in month 2, and what did you think changed with working with me, and why did you think happened what happened?
Yeah, I think when I started working with you, the first month, like you said, it was all refinement and it was building momentum. It was like getting the people, like getting the audience coming in, starting to like warm up my account to the algorithm that I wanted to be in. And then man, second month, just something clicked. We found a good format. You told me to rinse and repeat it. You said, yo, Marco, just stick to this kind of video for now, because that's going to grow your page. And I was kind of unsure because I didn't really believe it at the time. But I was like, you know what, Jake told me to do it, so let me give it a try. Worst that can happen is I go back to switching it up. And when I stuck to it, bro, in 1 month, I grew from 3.5 or 4K to 20K in 1 month. And now I'm sitting at around like 35K.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. And I remember we posted you, because what was happening is you were posting these educational videos, but also using your unique selling proposition by being funny, being intellect with the way that you're describing the way that you produce the videos. I saw like a bit of a pattern and I was like, okay, let's double down on this, right? And you had like 15K views, and then one did 1 million views.
Yeah.
And how many followers did that video get you? Because I remember there was a time frame where you went from like 4,000 followers to like 20,000 followers in a span of like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was, I think, the first video that got me to like 800,000 views, that got me around like 10K followers. And then the second one that got to 2 million views now and brought me, I think, 16,000 followers. So just off of those two got me 26K, which was, I mean, insane.
Insane. Now wait, how many followers do you have now?
35.8. So
35.8.
36
crazy.
basically.
From 2K to 35.8K followers is psycho. But what we also did, I remember, is because you obviously didn't really have understanding around like the operation, the back end fulfillment, the DM setting process. So in this process, I remember at the start, we also really refined everything. We refined the fulfillment, we refined the offer, we refined what you were trying to achieve through like the DM setting process, the sales call process. I remember I was reviewing a lot of your sales calls. Tell me in terms of income, what happened in that duration as well, and kind of what the goal was and kind of what you've got to now and what you've achieved.
Yeah, I mean, so I was making very little money. Initially, I was maybe getting 1 client a month. There was actually 2 months that I didn't get any clients and I was like really scared. And then the month after that, when I blew up, when everything started to hit, I made my first 10K month in January.
1 month. Crazy, bro. From like 0 to 10K.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Then back to back the second month and then back to back the third month. And now we're on track to do like maybe 20K.
And how much did you make yesterday?
I did in euros 1.5.
And then today?
And today I'm gonna make 750
euros.
Yeah.
Wow, which is like 1400 AU, 1.5 to 3K. So that's 4,500 in a span of 2 days.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yes, sir.
Bro, that's sick. 20 as well. Because like I know in this process, right, like you got to build the account first, set the foundation. But what we also did simultaneously is we worked on your actual fulfillment.
Yeah.
We worked on the DM setting and the way that you funnel views to followers to clients, right?
Yeah.
Now I know a lot of the content we did post was obviously attention based, so like top of funnel type of content, right? But you've also been bringing in a lot of middle funnel, and we also brought in the YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you find that on conversion when after we grew the page to now implementing more middle funnel?
Yeah, man, just exponentially more like prone to conversion. Because it was like just bringing eyeballs, it wasn't building trust, it wasn't like doing too much. And then I started like, there was a nurture part of it, and there was the trust part of it, and then there was the, you know, calling to action, telling them like, bro, work with me. And people did want to work with me. And so yeah, it was genuinely a game changer.
Now, we're in Bali. You're about to leave. Where are you leaving to?
Brazil.
Brazil. Crazy.
Yeah.
And tell me, what was that like? Because I know you sent me a nice message the other day saying, tell the audience kind of what that meant to you to be able to go to Brazil and why that meant special to you.
Yeah, so I mean, my whole life, my parents would pay for my ticket. They like save up for months to be able to like get me and my family trips to Brazil. And now I have a wedding for my aunt in Brazil, and being able to go there and buy the ticket myself from Bali, you know, it's quite a bit of money.
Yeah. How much was it?
It was 1.2K euros. So
it's 2.4.
Yeah, 2.4 Aussie.
Crazy.
Like to be able to spend that money on myself for something that, you know, for a family matter, not having to burden my parents and knock on their doors and say, hey, please can I have money to go to Brazil with you guys? You know, just being able to not be like financially dependent on them, and to also not get them to worry about me financially was just, man, a massive accomplishment. It just felt so good.
And knowing you can also like just kind of make money from wherever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing, because like with you, I learned the skill on how I'm gonna make money.
Yeah.
And you can't unlearn that.
Yeah.
So knowing that skill, like even if I spend all the money I have, I wouldn't be scared because I know I can make it all back.
Exactly. All these transferable skills, they're all just like sales calls, right? Like you have a sales call today, 8 p.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Even just like the knowledge on understanding, like, okay, if I'm in Brazil, if I'm in Bali, if I'm in Thailand, wherever it is, it's like I can create content that converts, I can close deals, I can live freely from wherever I want.
Yeah, definitely. And that was like one thing. I mean, even about the sales calls, I used to think I had like my sales calls dialed and stuff. And then you called me out for like every little mistake, and I was like, damn, maybe I'm not that good. And I mean, it showed in the results, right? I wasn't good.
Yeah.
And after you, it also showed in the results again that I was getting much better.
Yeah, you sent me a photo last night on sales call.
Yeah.
That's good, bro. That's good. And so what's the goals now? Like, I'd love to know just personally, like obviously our 3 months is up. which is so stoked to see.
Yeah.
And you are taking your own like next path, which I really respect. Tell me, what do you want? What are you working towards now? What's the goals? What do you want to achieve?
So for now, man, my goals are to just travel a bit more. I've never really had a summer in which I'm traveling, which I'm going around, because I never really had A, time, or B, money to do it. Now I have like time, location freedom, and the money to do it. So, you know, to be able to be 20 and experience all this stuff is going to be such a blessing. Man, I want to, financially, I want to hit 20K months.
That's euro?
Yeah, no, 10K euro.
10K euro, yeah.
I mean, even 20K euros, to be honest. I want to reach 40,000 followers I'll probably reach within this month. So the goal is really 50,000 followers for now. Keep growing the page, keep building like a community, start expanding my program, have better offers, have different offers. Just really starting to like capitalize on squeeze out every single like euro I can from my audience. Not because I want to squeeze their money out, but because I want to help them and I'll make money in the process, right?
Of course. Because I know you're linking up with that William Scott guy. He has
exactly.
Plug his Instagram just here. So you're going to London, meeting up with other creators now as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to go there, going to meet him. He followed me the other day, which felt awesome.
Epic,
I'm going to record a YouTube video, maybe some reels with him. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Bro, I'm keen to see the journey. I'm proud.
Yes,
I'm keen to see the journey.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you,
bro.
Appreciate
Let's
you.
crush it.
Yes, sir. And one thing I will say, just like to finish off, like I said, the skills are like very like transferable. You learn a skill, you don't unlearn it. And so it doesn't really matter to me the amount of money I spent with you, even if it was more now, I probably wouldn't care, knowing what I know now, obviously, because man, it's just, I learned the skill to make money and you can't unlearn that skill. And so it doesn't really matter because eventually it's all you're gonna make all of that back and you're not gonna unlearn it. So you're gonna keep on making it and it's gonna compound and exponentially grow. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it, boys.